So, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna have a different makeup. It's not gonna be me doing makeup, it's gonna be Caleb. Caleb, he's an amazing makeup artist, as you can see. He's gonna show you how he did his drag queen makeup. And I'm very pleased to have him here because, come on, this is like art. I love it. And we've been doing, we wanted to do this for such a long time, and finally we did it. So I'm really happy. And yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been so much fun. I was a bit nervous, so I'm sorry about that. First time talking to myself in a camera, but hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you with him, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Mwah.
So what I like to do first is I like to block my brows out, and I just like to use Pros-Aid for this. So this is a cream adhesive, it's medical grade, and what it does is it literally just gives you the most smooth, perfect brow coverage. I've used glue stick and stuff before, but I think this is much better. So you just want to run it through the brows and get a little disposable mascara wand, and you want to just push your brow hairs up. And this glue is going to get tacky. And you just want to keep working with it until your eyebrows lay as flat and upwards on your forehead as possible. If you've got all the eyebrows laying on top of each other, that's going to create texture, and we don't want that. Okay, and then I like to do a couple of layers of this because I find that if you layer it up, the cream gets into all the little spaces in between the brow hairs. So it allows you to create a much smoother surface, and it, you know, they always say for drag queens you need to paint for the back row, but I like to paint for the people standing right beside me. I don't like people to see my eyebrows if I can help it. So I just go in with my finger like this, and you just want to kind of just blend the edges. Okay, so what I like to do next is just take a white powder. So this is Ben Nye Super White, and this is going to set the cream, the Pros-Aid, and it's going to make sure that it doesn't remain tacky underneath the foundation that I'm going to be using in a minute. But I like a white powder, not a translucent powder, because it will really block out any of this darkness from the brow, and it helps to just sell the illusion a little bit more. So I just press that in with a puff. So once you've got all of that done, you just want to dust away any of the excess powder. And then we go straight in with our foundation. So for a drag queen, it's usually Kryolan, which is stage makeup. So this is a thick grease paint, and this is going to cover my awful shaving that I did, because you can definitely still see my beard. But also, it's going to cover up pretty much all your pores and every single bit of your face that you don't like. Okay, and then you just want to blend that all out. I like to use a sponge for this. So for highlighting and contouring, I'm going to use some more grease paints. These are by Kryolan, but they're just in smaller sizes because I use less of these. And so I'm just getting a plain white, and I'm taking that right under my eye. And the top of my lip. A little bit here. Chin. Nose. And forehead as well. And then with the contour, I have quite a skinny face naturally, so I don't like to over contour in drag because it starts to look a bit aging, makes me look older. So I like to just take it to sort of where the corner of my eye kind of stops, or starts I should say. So it's like an invisible kind of line there. I like this part of my face to be quite bright. Under the lip, on the jaw, try and shave out this massive man jaw. And then the forehead as well. And finally, the nose. So for the sides of my nose, I don't actually like to use a beauty blender for that. I like to use just a square kind of wedge sponge. And this just allows me to get right in here, because I have quite a narrow nose. And the beauty blender is just far too big for me to kind of blend it really, really delicately. So I'm just tapping it. Okay, so once you have that all blended to your liking, you just want to take your translucent powder. Mine's by Krylon, so you know today's video is sponsored by Krylon. No, not really. But yeah, it's just my favourite one really. It sets everything and it doesn't move. So you just want to powder your entire face. And you want to make sure that you really apply pressure with this puff, especially if you want your drag makeup to last all night, because really pushing it in and letting it bake, the whole kind of like baking trend really came from drag queens. The longer you leave it on the skin and the more you kind of press it in, the more the makeup kind of marries into your skin and it doesn't really look so heavy, and the longer it will last as well. But I mean, ultimately, this is drag makeup, so it's gonna be heavy. Okay, so once I've hammered that into my skin, I like to leave it on for about 20 minutes if I'm going out. You know, or if you're doing a photo shoot or something and it's quite heavy, intense lighting, like really kind of bright, and it's going to be hot, then you might want to leave it on for about 20 minutes. It really does make a difference just letting it bake in. So I'm going to do that, probably have a sandwich because I'm absolutely starving. Drag queens do have to eat as well, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've dusted all of the powder away and I'm going to start contouring now. So I'm just taking this shade right here, which, if anyone's wondering, it's by Makeup Geek and it's one of their contour pans and it's called Half-Hearted, and it's more on the kind of warm side because I'm tanned at the moment. And so I'm just going to sort of reinforce all the contouring I've done with the creams. Now if you're working on stage, or again in sort of like photography environments, you are going to want to make sure that you're doing powders and creams, because light just cuts through the powder. So I'm going to start with the eyes now, and can't really decide what I want to do today, so I think I'm just going to use pretty much like most of these colours. So I'm going to take this kind of almost neon orange mixed with this kind of peachy corally orange, and these shadows, by the way, are Sugar Pill. So Flame Point and Suburbia, and they're both matte. And I think I want to do kind of orange fading into sort of pinky purple. We'll see how this turns out. So I like to start by kind of doing a very, very, very vague idea of where I want my new crease to be. So now I'm just getting that orange shadow on more of a definer brush, and I'm just creating where I want my socket to be in, just with a bit more definition. Okay, so now I'm taking purple, and this one's Poison Plum by Sugar Pill, and that's gonna go the kind of base of this shape that I've created. So what we're doing is we're adding more depth. It's gonna make it look a little bit more realistic. So now I need to go in and just crispen up this crease. So I need to go underneath with my primer and just carve it out with a small little brush. So I'm just taking MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and I'm just going to take this as close to the black as possible. Now I'm just adding black to the outer corner, and this is just going to kind of add a bit more definition and pull everything outwards and upwards and just wing it out for me. So I think I want to put some glitter on the eyelid because that's going to make it really pop and stand out. So I've got this sort of orangey green kind of reflex glitter from Krylon. It's called Pastel Pink. I think it will go quite well with this look. And then I've also got some glitter glue from Too Faced. So I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. Okay, so now I'm going to take this orange, a Sugar Pill, and this is just going to go right under my lower lash line. And I'm not following it completely along my waterline because I'm trying to make my eye appear a bit bigger. So I'm kind of bringing it straight like this, as opposed to up here, because my eyes are quite sort of downward turned. So if I was to do that, I would look like I have really sad eyes, as opposed to sort of that almond shape and that cat eye that I want. So I bring it up to about there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and then the purple, just to define it. Okay, so I've just put some gel liner on, and I just used NYX in black. And what I've done is I've just defined my lash line. I've extended my inner corner as well here, because we've obviously made the eye shape massive, so we need to pull in the inner corner just a little bit. So I've extended it inwards, and I've kind of brought the liner up, and it's quite thick. So I'm going to do the other side and then I'll be done. Okay, so I've got my eyeliner on, and then for the lower lash line I'm just trying to create a very, very, very thin line. Okay, so I'm going to now take my NYX Jumbo Pencil in, I think it's called Milk. Yeah, Milk. And I'm just going to put this in my waterline, and this is going to create that massive, really doll-like eye. This is a very 60s kind of trick, but it really works. So I'm just going to very gently pull my eye downwards with a powder puff. And just fill this all in. So I'm just going to quickly highlight my skin. I think it's really important to highlight your skin with a really reflective high shine powder in drag, because it's really going to help draw the light and the attention into certain areas. It's really going to sell the illusion. So I'm just taking a pencil brush, and by the way, this is a loose powder called Furore by Illamasqua. So I'm just going to take it down the centre of the nose. A little bit on the tip of the nose. Above the lip. And then the cheeks. And I've just finished the lips off with this liquid lipstick by LA Splash. This one doesn't actually have a name on it, so I'll make sure that it's included in the description. I'll research which one, but it's this really cool kind of greeny brown. Really nice. And then to make it even more shiny and green, I went over the top with this Vice Special Effects liquid lip topper by Urban Decay, and this one is in the shade Fever. So it looks quite sort of peachy, but actually when you put it onto really dark colours like black or purple or blue, it comes out really green. So I'm just going to pop the wig on and then we'll do the reveal. Well, there you go, guys. I've popped the wig on. Something, you know, subtle, something for church. And then this lovely little fur blazer as well. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned some little tips and tricks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!